I've heard a report that there's been a human sacrifice in the city of Ludhiana, which is an industrial town. Have you heard anything about this? Is this true or is it fake news?
Well, it's in the papers today, Carol.
Okay.
Apparently, the Punjab police have found the body of an 8-year-old boy which was chopped up into little pieces. They're saying either it's a gruesome murder, but they suspect that it's a human sacrifice. Now, I assume your next question to me will be, do human sacrifices still take place in India?
Yes, in fact, it is. That's my question. Some crazy religious thing or what?
Not really, but there is a belief, even though no religion sanctions human sacrifices today, and there has been reform in Hinduism. Of course, there were animal sacrifices at the time in almost every religion.
Yes.
In fact, if you go back to the time of Isaac and Abraham was asked to sacrifice his son to God, and that was the beginning of the festival of Eid al-Azha, as the Muslims call it, where they celebrated the fact that God replaced Isaac with a lamb, and a lamb was sacrificed in his place. Human sacrifices have been carried out by a lot of civilizations. We go to South America, the Incas, the Mayas, whatever. But Hinduism does not sanction human sacrifice. On the other hand, here what we have tantrics who are supposed to be mystics who communicate with evil spirits. And if people are not having, say, a child, or they're not getting rich, or their business is not doing well, then in cases tantrics advise such people, to go in for a human sacrifice. We've had a lot of these things take place in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and the last 20 or 30 years that I've spent in journalism, I have come across a lot of cases where human sacrifices took place. Now, the reason for it is somebody is not having a child. Now, they're ignorant, they don't go to a doctor for a treatment. Maybe the doctor could ensure that they have a child. And there are various ways of having a child today, from in vitro fertilization to surrogate motherhood or whatever. They could have a child. But these ignorant people go to a village tantric who's supposed to be some kind of spiritual god man, and he probably advises them, if you sacrifice a child, then he will come back and be born as your child in your womb or something of that sort. And the illiterate people, they swallow this bait hook, line and sinker and going for a human sacrifice. So yes, human sacrifices do take place there. It's unfortunate but true.
There are superstitions like, don't break a mirror, you'll have 7 years bad luck, don't step on a crack. Those are ridiculous. What infuriates me as a human being is when you have, I believe that belief in superstition is outright dangerous. It leads to stupidity like this, where you're murdering people for no valid reason. Murder's never valid anyway. I mean, it just infuriates me. It's like people who go to these alternative medicine frauds with serious terminal illnesses that can be treated by science, but instead have this cup of tea, pray 3 times a day, you'll get better, and then the person dies. As a Westerner living here, it is infuriating to see any culture that believes in superstitious nonsense. It should be criminalized, in my opinion.
Well, it is criminalized, yes. It's a criminal act. These people, if they're caught, and if this is a case of human sacrifice, it will be treated as murder.
Okay, but
they will be tried under the law and they will be punished for it. The problem here is lack of education. We need to educate the next generation so that there are no illiterate people left around in this country. And their vision is different. I mean, they don't fall for this kind of trap that godmen produce in front of them.
But I understand that murder is a crime, and that's true independent of a religion. But why is it that they don't crack down on what are clearly frauds? I understand that it gets a little bit of a blurred line when you're trying to, regulate religion, so to speak. But if somebody says, go kill somebody and you'll live 100 years, why aren't they attacking it at that point? Because it's that type of doctrine, like a terrorist, okay? If you're a terrorist and I loan you money and you go commit an act of terror, I'm an accomplice, I can be tried as a co-conspirator, okay? So why don't they crack down at that level and say, if you even tell people this stupid stuff, you're going to go to prison? Because it's as bad as a jihadi saying, go kill anyone who doesn't believe like you, and you'll have 72 virgins in the afterlife. You're spreading hate-based doctrine. It's certainly not a religion of love when you're saying, go kill somebody so that this child can then come back in another life. That's not the definition of love.
Well, actually, Cal, the thing is that human sacrifice is something that's not advocated openly by anybody, not even a godman. Human sacrifice is something that is, is done in a very secretive manner. So there's no police can actually anticipate that somebody is going to go around telling people to kill children so that they can have children.
Okay, all right.
Normally, these people tell people to kill a cat or chicken or a goat or something as a sacrifice. And that's supposed to be enough to take care of the issue. But here, I mean, the police is suspecting it's a case of human sacrifice, it may not be.
Okay, all right.
So let's see what happens when the police find out. But yes, human sacrifices have been known to take place in areas.
Okay. All right, well, thanks for clarifying and elaborating on this. Thank you.
You're welcome.